Hi guys, and welcome to today's session on the PG certification course of digital marketing and communication with MICA and UpGrad. Marius will be joining us in just a couple of minutes. He's slightly stuck in a meeting right now, but yeah, so he's joining us in a couple of minutes. Till that time, I think I'll just give you the whole agenda of what this session is going to be all about, so that you are aware of how the session is going to flow and you can plan accordingly. Yeah. So the brief agenda of the session today is that it's going to be more of a Q&A session. So we have got some questions that are already pre-submitted to us. You would have got a link about asking the questions, right? So we'll be taking those questions first, which are pre-submitted to us, and post that if there are any live questions that you want to ask, you would be able to type those questions in on the right side, if you will see on the YouTube feed. So just type in any of your question that you have regarding to the course or digital marketing field in general, and we will take up those questions one by one, right? So first and foremost, we'll start off with the questions that are pre-submitted themselves, and then we'll slowly go to the questions that are live, right? Before Marius joins in, I'll just take up a couple of questions which are more technical or intricate in detail about the course itself, and some basic questions that you might want to get answered, right? So one of the questions that we have been asked is essentially, I'm just looking at the questions here, is what is the criteria to join the course? So I think this is a pretty basic question that is being asked multiple times to us. The basic criteria to join the course is you need to be an undergrad till the time you complete this particular course, right? Because it's a PG certification, which means it's a postgraduate certification, right? Which of course means you need to be an undergrad. Now, it's not necessarily that you have to be an undergrad when you take the course, but by the time you finish the course, you need to have an undergraduate degree, which will then make you applicable for taking a postgraduate certification, right? So yeah, that's the basic criteria that we have. There is no other criteria. You don't need any particular work ex or anything of that sorts, because we feel digital marketing is something that everybody can take up. But being an undergrad is something that is mandatory, and just FYI, the course is mostly in English, right? You need to be flexible in terms of understanding the English language that is going to be taught in the lectures and in the modules. If you are good with that, I think yes, everything else will be taken care of in the course itself. So no hard criteria as such, except for being an undergraduate pass out, right? So just to give you a flow, I think the larger questions about we have questions about what are the careers in digital marketing that are most acquired or most requested for in today's world, and there are other questions that we have about the fees of the course, the scholarship that is on offer, and essentially what are the placement services that are there in the course, right? So these are 5-6 questions which I'm just I'll just wait for Marius to elaborate on, because I think he would be the best person or the better person to answer this, to be fair, about the larger aspects. What I'll cover right now are a couple of more questions which are basic criteria that you need for the course. Another question is there any need for programming skills? What are the qualifications required for this course? And essentially, even what is digital marketing? So I think I'll just just give you a brief about technical aspects of what is involved in the course, so that I think there is a lot of people who are asking about whether you need programming skills, whether you need any qualification or not. So I'll just keep on answering about the prerequisites that are mentioned here, right? So the prerequisites are honestly just have an understanding about general numbers, have an undergrad degree, that's it. You do not need any programming skills. The tools that are going to be taught during the course are more to do with your general understanding of numbers, are more to do with the digital channels that are going to be taught in the course, and not to do with any programming language that is required to build that particular tool, right? So no requirement for a JQL language, no requirement for Java understanding. There is no such requirement of programming skills, but you need to have a basic understanding of essentially how numbers work, right? which means that essentially if you spend X amount of money, what are the returns that you should count on? Is it the customers that you get in? Is it the revenue that you generate? Is it the profit that you generate? So you just need to understand these basic business terms of how marketing works, of how number works. I think that should be good enough. Even though we do cover them, if you do not know at the starting phase, which is an optional phase, where in the first module we do cover the basics of marketing, which is optional for people who do want to take it. Right. So even that is covered, but I would expect you to at least understand the basic marketing keywords, or essentially the understanding of numbers and how marketing spends and budgets, essentially how it works, right? Because more than passing of the course, I think that basic understanding will help you get placed, will help you make a tangible career impact, right? And in that sense, it is something that you should be aware of. So I think that's the prerequisite that we have. We don't really have any hard technical skills that are required from you. So that's about I think both the questions that we had about prerequisites that I've pretty much covered here. Now I think moving on to the next question, there is a very specific question that has been asked about the scholarship that is on offer, and the larger question is who is eligible for the scholarship, and a question about this person not being eligible, called so Naba, if you're here, the answer, I'll give you an overall understanding of how the scholarship works for the program. So we have a scholarship of 15,000 rupees, which is for people who are born on or after 1st Jan of 1994. So the idea being that people who just want to get into digital marketing, right, who do not have a lot of prior experience, we also feel that for these people to actually get into these domains, which you might not be able to learn at the place, we offer a 15,000 rupees discount if you're born on or after of 1st Jan 1994. If you're born during that period, and you're an undergrad pass out, you need to give a scholarship test, right? The scholarship test is pretty simple, honestly speaking. It's 10 questions in 10 minutes, multiple choice of questions, which you will get to know once you submit your form, and the counseling team will help you with the scholarship test details and when you can take the scholarship. It's once in a week scholarship, which happens every Wednesday. So for people who want to take the scholarship, the criteria is the date of birth, which is born on or after 1st of Jan 1994. The scholarship on offer is 15,000 rupees, neither less, neither more. It's a fixed amount. It does not depend on your test score of what is the amount that you are going to get paid, or essentially amount that you are going to get as a scholarship, right? Another thing that is on offer with the scholarship is internship. There is a guaranteed internship with a minimum salary of 16K for a period of 2 months, for people who are who also pass the scholarship test and take the scholarship. Again, it's the date of birth that is the eligibility criteria, and I think the whole idea that we had of giving scholarship is to get people into the digital marketing domain, who maybe have just passed out of college and are in real need of understanding how the marketing and digital marketing field works, right? So that's the idea of the scholarship that we have, the eligibility for the scholarship, who can take the scholarship, and in general the eligibility for the course itself, right? So yeah, okay, so yeah, I've just got a message from Marius saying that he's on his way, will just be in a couple of minutes. Yeah. So till that time, I think I'll take one more question, which is more about the placement services that are on offer, right? So the question is straightforward. I think it's a one-liner question that I have, which is, can you please clear me about the placement services that UpGrad has on offer? So just to give you an idea, the placement process is pretty much how it happens in a university, right? Pretty much how it happens at MICA. So we have got 75 plus recruiters that we have already tied up with, and they will keep on increasing as the time progresses, and maybe by the time you pass out of the 6-month course, it's going to be even more, and we might cross 100 plus recruiters, right? So we've got 75 plus recruiters who have tied up with us. So after 3 months of the course, so midway through the course, you will be starting getting the job description, which is JDs and openings with the recruitment partners that we have, right? And depending upon your past profile and the JD that is on offer, you can essentially go forward and choose any of the role that you want to apply for. I think once you apply for that role, it's the same process that you have everywhere else for lateral hiring, right? There will be interviews that will be scheduled, and you will of course be trained for the interviews. There will be assignments that will be given to you by the recruiter. Essentially, the normal recruitment process that you're going to have for a particular company, with the added advantage that it's a tie-up that we have, and also the MICA certification that you will essentially have when you go through these placement drives. Right. So just to give you an example, I think the latest recruitment drive, the highest package that we had was in 12.5, which was for a content marketing head at a company that we have tied up with. So that was actually a 3-time salary jump that this particular person had. Yeah, I think that's the latest success story you can say that we had in terms of tangible career placements that we have had through UpGrad. Of course, it's not mandatory that you have to go through UpGrad. You are open to going through various portals or various connections that you yourself have for the placements. But of course, the certification is after 6 months in the course. So I think that's the idea of how the placement services work during the course. I think once you join in, you will also get your CVs or your resume essentially vetted and how it should be presented to your recruiters. So in the gist, we have got 75 plus recruiters right now. You will also be mentored for the interviews and the CV presentation, and that's how we'll go. So I've got Marius in here, and yeah. So
hey guys, very sorry. I was stuck in very bad traffic, and I got really late because of my visa appointment that I have to go through every year. So very sorry for that. But glad to be here now with you guys and answer some questions on the program. I hope you had some could already get some of your doubts resolved from Ajinkya, and happy to answer any questions that you guys might have, and glad to be here with you guys on this Friday afternoon.
So Marius, I think you have just set the agenda about what we are going to do in the session, taking up the pre-submitted questions first and then moving on to any of the live questions that we have. I think just pretty much basics have been covered about what is the criteria to pass on the placement services that we have. So I'll go on to the few other questions that are submitted by the students here, right? So I think another question is, what are the basic skills that we must develop for a good digital marketing to I think get good response from the audience? I think essential to build a business. So what kind of skill development maybe is required for a digital marketer, and if you can throw light and how this course helps in that skill development?
I think first of all, whether you're a digital marketer or a traditional marketer, I don't think we need to distinguish between that anymore. We are literally talking about marketing in a digital world. And what that means is that you have to have, first of all, a very profound understanding of your consumer, right? How does your consumer behave, right? Where is your consumer sitting, right? What is influencing him or her in the decision-making process, right? So you really have to understand the ABC of marketing. You have to understand how to analyze the consumer, how to do market research. You have to understand how consumer communication has changed. You have to understand how to segment your audience, how to target your audience, right? All of these are really, really critical skill sets for you as a marketer to reach out to the right person at the right time. Once you have an understanding of the ABC of marketing, you have a little bit of an understanding of, the product, the place, the promotion, and all the other piece that you could use in your strategy. You then need to have a slight understanding of each channel, right? So each and every channel that is at your disposal, right? Be it Facebook marketing, be it email marketing, be it social media marketing, be it display marketing, remarketing, content marketing. All of these are really critical channels, and not to forget search marketing, of course, right? That you need to master in a digital world in order to market to your audience efficiently, right? So make sure that you get equipped with these channels. You are in campaigns yourself, right? You set up some, projects, right? And make sure that you get your hands dirty with these tools so that you can use them for your marketing campaigns. After you've understood the ABC of marketing, after you've understood the channels, right? You need to understand, how to actually distribute budgets also, right? And now that you have a bunch of money in your hand, right? How can you actually use that money to reach out to your consumer, to target your consumer, right? So cross-channel marketing becomes very critical. So these are, I think, some of the skill sets that you should have in order to address your audience efficiently. And this is something that is covered by the program.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's great that you need to understand the overall marketing as such, and it's marketing in the digital world, right? And hence you understand the market ABCs of marketing and then get into digital channels as such. So yeah, I hope that answers your question in a broad way. You know, what are the basic skill sets that you actually require in digital marketing, right? So moving on to the next question. So I think this question is more about the value that is being presented here. What value is digital marketing industry is this particular course, and how does it compare to a general offline degree that exists in the market?
Which one is this?
Yeah, so this one, what value? So I've already answered this one. The second part of what value in the digital marketing industry is an online course of MICA versus an offline degree.
So I think there are obviously many options that you could do, right? Many options that you have in order to get equipped in the world of digital marketing. I think what makes this program very unique is a couple of things. One is the credential of MICA, right? You become a MICA alumni by passing through this program, and you actually get a MICA certification at the end of this program. MICA has been and is still one of the most prestigious schools for marketing and communication. And being an alumni and being a graduate from MICA is something which is really unique and gives you a strong chance and has really strong brand appeal among employers, right? Among digital marketers. Many of the leaders in the digital marketing space and in the marketing space per se are actually MICA alumni, right? So say, for example, the CEO of Ogilvy and Mather is a MICA alumni. Many, many more come from MICA. So having a MICA credential is something which is really unique about this program, right? Secondly, I think the kind of live interactions, the kind of partnerships that we have built in order to give you a live learning environment, right? So we have partnered with Facebook, we have partnered with companies like Google to give you the chance to actually go through case studies, run live projects, right? And get your hands dirty. Do not only have theoretical knowledge, right? But really get your hands dirty in a live environment, right? Set up campaigns, spend actual money on different channels. That is something which is very, very unique about this program. Also, I think one more thing next to MICA and the kind of live projects and projects that we have are all the industry experts that have come into the program to participate in the program. So not only will you learn from MICA faculty, but also from industry experts, right? Both local ones as well as international experts who come together to teach you in this program. And lastly, I think one more important aspect about the program is the kind of career support that we offer to you, right? So, learning from an expert about the kind of things that you should consider when you apply for a job, getting feedback on your CV, doing mock interviews with seniors in the industry is something that can really, really help you get ahead in your career role, right? And I think we have enabled a lot of transitions, right? Of really, really strong people working at Edelman and other companies who are now joined as content marketers at a 2.5x salary increase, right? These are some examples of graduates from this program, right? Who we have enabled through our career support to make a jump to get a 2.5x salary return. So obviously we'll not promise this to anyone, but I think it is a huge opportunity for you to actually get ahead and get a real impact on your career.
Right. So I think it's a mixture of, it's not just certification that is there that exists, but I think more of content and the services that are also in tandem with, the certification that you're getting, which I think makes this, better than maybe most of the courses that exist in the market, right? So one more question. I think this is more of a transition question of how easy or difficult would it be for a traditional media marketer and print ad professional with over 20 years of experience to acquire the skills of digital marketing? And how would the market accept such person?
So I think it's always I think first of all, it's never too late to get upskilled, right? And really skill up yourself, right? If you've been into traditional marketing for decades, right, that does not mean by any means that you should not get into digital, right? I think we really have to embrace the fact that digital is here to stay. And unless you get into digital, you will become less relevant in the industry, right? You become irrelevant, right? And I think if you want to become a marketer, if you want to stay in the field of marketing, you have to understand digital. Because, and I said in the beginning, I truly believe that we are not living in a world where we can distinguish between digital marketing and traditional marketing. Any brand that you can think of is doing both, because we are no longer living in an analog world or in a digital world. We are living in a purely digital world, right? And what that means is that we have to talk about marketing in a digital world rather than about digital marketing. So you should really make sure that you get upskilled very fast, that you try to bridge that gap between traditional and digital, and make the most out of it. I think most people who are currently working in the digital marketing industry, who are in senior positions, right, either with digital agencies or in companies, come with a traditional background, because that is what was there. Now that we have entered a digital age, right, many more such professionals who used to work in traditional roles actually are working in digital roles, because that is basically what marketing is all about nowadays.
Yeah. So I think those are all the pre-submitted questions that we had, Marius. So I'll just check for the live questions that we have,
Sure.
and there are quite a few right here. Okay. So Neha has asked, what will be the timing of the classes? So Neha, I think to answer that, so first of all, I think it's an on-the-go platform, right? Which essentially means that the content and the assignments and it's available with you on an app and on the website, right? So you can access it anytime, anywhere. There is no restriction of the timing of the class, and I think that is the whole idea, where you can, with your work, I think this is something that you can do with your work itself, and that's why we had the idea of this program, or the company itself, right? There is no timing as such. There are some live sessions which happen on weekends, right, which are more of a doubt clearing session of a particular module that you have. Say search, you have a particular doubt. That's more of a doubt clearing session on weekends. But otherwise, there is no timing of the class. You can learn when and wherever you want to learn about the
Yeah. So I think except for the live lectures that with the faculty and with industry experts, right, you can learn on the go, and you can really classify, and structure your day as per your requirements. We require approximately 6 to 8 hours from you every week, right? But you can really structure that independently without, adhering to certain lecture times.
Yeah. So I think there are a couple of questions about about comparing us with Digital Vidya, or even Udemy teaching and all. So essentially, how our course is better. So I think just to start off that, actually not to start off, but I think Marius in a way has already answered of what is good in our course, and I think we will not answer why Digital Vidya is better or bad, or Udemy is better or bad, but why MICA, the course that we have, is better than others. The crux being the academy partners that we have with MICA, the industry partnerships that we have, 20 plus case studies, the live projects that we have, and of course the services that we have, along with the content that is being offered to you. So in that sense, we feel our course is a lot better with the other courses. But yeah, of course, it's your decision to, I think, connect all of these together and then see which course works for you the best. Yeah. Okay, so what is the complete fee for it? So the course fees is 79,500 plus taxes, right? But of course, there are EMI options that are available: 0% EMI, which starts at 13,000 per month, or even a 36-month EMI, which starts at only rupees 3,000 per month. So that's the pricing options that we have. And of course, like I said at the start, if you are born on or after 1st of Jan 1994, you're also eligible for a scholarship, for which you will need to give a scholarship test, the details of which the admission counselor will give to you, right? So write us at digitalmarketing@upgrad.com if you have any specific questions, and the counselors will get back to you with any answer any question that you have, right? So Puneet asks, what exactly is MICA's role in the program?
So I think MICA is our university partner in this program, right? They are the ones who have designed the syllabus. They are the ones who are teaching. So you will learn from MICA faculty in this program, right? So they are the ones taking live lectures, right? And after all, you get a MICA credential, a MICA certificate, and you become a MICA alumni after this program, right? What we have brought to the table as UpGrad is the technology platform, right? We have brought in our industry experts, our vast network of companies such as Star India, Facebook, and others, to make this a really, really industry relevant program, and not only an academic program.
Right. So in a sense, I think it's more about not just having a certification, but also helping us with the content and the academy delivery that we are giving, which is then we bring in our expertise of technology and industry partnership that we have. So moving on to the next question, I'm just scrolling through. How will Sumit has asked, how will being alumni be helpful when I don't know anyone at MICA in real life? Please cater to these. So Marius, can you just explain about the alumni benefits in terms of the portal, the placements, and everything essentially that they get with MICA?
Sure. So you can participate in events, right, where you can meet people, right? So it's not that you are bound to the online medium, right? So I think you get the chance to participate in events, in alumni events, right, which is a huge opportunity, right? And there are, courses that they do on campus, right, and other opportunities that you can actually go for when you are an alumni. So I think it is not necessarily limited to the digital space. The program also gives you the chance to participate in offline events that we've housed in Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and some of the key metros, right? And that's where you actually come together, you meet your fellow classmates from the online program in an offline environment. You get to meet personally faculty or industry experts, right? And these offline events are typically done once a quarter and in all our main cities. And that is something which is really helping you to just build a network with everyone.
Okay, so I think we're running out of time, but I'll just take a few more questions that we have here. I think this is more to do with the price that we have, and essentially there are a lot of courses that are available in the market from 650 rupees to 1.5 lakhs, and which of them are the best? And
so I think that is really a question that you have to decide for yourself, right? I mean, we can't make this decision for you, and also we don't want to make this decision for you. You have to decide which program you want to go for. If you believe that this program can help you, we would be more than happy to look through your application, and if you're shortlisted, accept you for the program and welcome you in this program. If you feel that there's another program that makes more sense for you, please feel free to look into this. Please feel free to go ahead with that, right? I think I talked a little bit about what makes this program very special, right? The MICA alumni status, the offline events, the Facebook partnership, the Facebook Live projects, the many, many industry experts that we have brought into the program, the opportunity to participate in offline events, to have a student mentor. All of that is something which is very unique. And after all, obviously also the career support that we provide, right? But if that is something, if you're looking for something different, do feel free to really, go ahead with something else. But we would be more than happy and would be really excited to read your application if you choose to go for the UpGrad and MICA program.
Yeah. So I think there are a couple of questions that we have. Sarvesh is asked, does MICA play a part in the placement program? So Marius, if you can just elaborate on the MICA's role in placements, if there's any.
So MICA's role in placement is predominantly coming from the certification from the credential, right? So MICA giving out a certification and the credential, right? And you becoming part of the MICA alumni network obviously gives you a huge chance to have a strong credential on your CV, right? But the placement network is predominantly driven by UpGrad because we have all the company connects and we have all the company connects basically that help you, land a job at various companies.
Right. So moving on to one final question that we have from Manisha. Are there any free or paid digital marketing tools which will be provided, and how to access the content after enrollment? So Manisha, yes, we do provide 10 tools as a part of the learning experience. Some of them are paid, some of them are free. So something like an Unmetric is a paid tool, but which we have tied up with Unmetric, and you will get the access to the tool for the social media marketing assignment, right? So yes, so there are 10 tools where you will also be guided with a step-by-step instruction of how to use that particular tool, right? And whether it is the famous ones, which is your Google AdWords and Google Search Console, Google Analytics, or then of course some tools like Hootsuite, Unmetric, which are not used by everybody. But yes, it helps if you're niche in a particular field, whether it is social media or whether it is content, right? So yeah, I think that is a brief answer, Manisha, for your question. If there is anything specific about tools that you want to know, then please feel free to write, and maybe I can give you an elaborate answer about the specific details that you have. The second part of your question is how to access the content after enrollment. So Manisha will be given the access to the enrollment with your registered email ID and password, and there is a platform that is available for you as a mobile app as well as a website, and you can access on any of those platforms whenever you want to. So I think those things I don't think you should be worried about right now. Those things will be taken care of, and we'll ensure that it's a smooth process of accessing the content after the enrollment, right? So yeah, I think those are all the questions that we have for today. So thanks, Marius. Thank you for joining in. Even you taking out time on a Friday to be part of this session, and I hope all your questions have been answered. For anything else, please feel free to visit upgrad.com /digital marketing to just check out the course. And if you have any questions, you can also email us at digitalmarketing@upgrad.com, and we will answer any of your questions. Right. So thanks, guys. Thank you for joining in.
Thanks, guys, and apologies for the delay. I'm really sorry for that.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.